Hello everyone, welcome to my presentation on analyzing Indian EV market. Myself Nagendra, a technical analyst working at TCS and an aspiring data analyst. Also, this is my submission to the Code Basics Resume Project Challenge number 12. Before I begin, I want to quickly thank my mentors, Dhaval Patel sir and Hemanand Vadvel sir, for their practical approaches in explaining both technical and business concepts effectively. Also, I want to extend my thanks to entire Code Basics team for helping me out whenever I got stuck in my learning career. Without wasting much time, let's jump into the presentation. In this presentation, I'll be explaining about several key components such as problem statement, background, and project overview. Next, I'll walk you through the dashboard that I've prepared in Power BI. After that, I'll provide my analysis to primary and secondary questions posted by Code Basics. Lastly, I'll wrap the presentation with recommendations and references. So Atlic Motors is a giant automotive manufacturer from USA, which has a 25% market share over the last 5 years in electric vehicle segment. As part of their global expansion strategy, they want to penetrate Indian market where they are having less than 22% market share currently. So hence they require a detailed analysis on Indian EV market through which they can take better strategic decisions. So let's begin by looking at the fundamental differences between internal combustion engine and electric vehicle. So we have traditional ICE vehicles which rely on engines that burn fossil fuels to produce the power. This method, while time tested, comes with significant challenges such as environmental impact, high fuel dependency, and the need for regular maintenance. On the other hand, we have electric vehicles which are powered by electric motors using electricity stored in batteries. EVs offer a cleaner alternative, producing zero emissions, reducing noise pollution, and offering greater energy efficiency. These factors combined with the lower operating costs and sustainability benefits are driving the shift towards electric mobility. Through this comparison, we can clearly see the key areas where EVs are poised to make a significant impact, not just in terms of performance, but also in their contribution to more sustainable future. To set the stage, let's take a look at the current landscape of Indian EV market. India's EV market is growing rapidly, driven by consumer awareness, government incentives, and technological advancements. However, EV penetration rates remain slow. The industry is expected to significant growth by 2030, supported by policy incentives and initiatives and infrastructure expansion. So this project analyzes the Indian EV market using key data sets like EV sales by state and maker. I have ensured data consistency by merging regions and handling data gaps. The analysis is supported by a hybrid schema data model to draw meaningful insights. This slide summarizes the emission reduction potential of EVs compared to IC vehicles, and as part of the analysis, the average prices are assumed for electric vehicles that are listed. Now let's quickly check the dashboard that I've created in Power BI. So this is the homepage of the dashboard explaining all the 5 pages with their brief overview. So in the overview page, all the filters were included here on the left side of the dashboard. Added key performance indicators like total EV sales, penetration rate, CAGR, and revenue as card visuals. This line chart explains the quarterly trends in sales, and this tree map shows the monthly sales overview. I have added a tooltip here to quickly check the top performing states and top performing makers. By considering the average emissions of IC vehicles and EV vehicles, I have calculated the carbon emission savings by maker and the contribution of each maker to the reduction percentage. Through this maker performance chart, we can quickly see the demographics of makers and their performance. And I have added a tooltip here to check the each maker with their top performing states. And this bar chart shows the top performing makers in terms of sales, and I have added a toggle here to check to switch between top and bottom makers. And this ribbon chart shows the overall market share dynamics of top 5 makers. This line chart shows the revenue growth trend across all months. So in regional insights, I have added 2 state filters to compare key matrices such as EV sales, total sales, CAGR, and projected EV sales for any of the 2 states. And this map visual shows the performance across different regions. And I have added a tooltip here to check the revenue performance and key matrices for that respective state. In seasonal trends page, I have used a matrix visual to display the state-wise demographics. included information related to number of charging stations available and the EVs to charging station ratio for that particular state. And I have added a tooltip to check the top 5 makers of that particular state. Plotted scatter plot to visualize the correlation coefficients of number of charging stations available versus EV sales and versus penetration rates. Lastly, added a small multiple line chart to visualize the maker performance trend and added a tooltip here to display their key metrics. Lastly, as the dashboard is fully interactive, we can select any maker and we can verify the state-wise demographics and vice versa. We can select any of the state and we can see the top 5 makers quarterly trends of that particular state. In future projection space, added key metrics such as projected EV sales, penetration rate and revenue. A pie chart to display the vehicle category distribution by projected sales and by projected revenue. This line and the cluster column chart shows the top 10 states projections by penetration rate. Through this bar chart, we can check the top 10 states by their projected revenue, and this bar chart displaying the current revenue growth rates. Primary questions. List the top 3 and bottom 3 makers for the fiscal years 23 and 24 in terms of the number of two-wheelers sold. So in 23, Ola Electric appears to be the number 1 maker with overall 193k of EV sales, and here are the bottom sales. And in 2024, Ola Electric continues to be in number 1 position, followed by TVS, Ather, Bajaj, and others. So here are the bottom 5 makers of 2024. Identify the top 5 states with the highest penetration rate in two-wheeler and four-wheeler EV sales in FY 2024. So penetration rate is the ratio of number of electric vehicles sold to the total number of sales. And for two-wheelers, Goa appears to be the number 1 with 17.99% penetration rate, followed by Kerala, Karnataka, Maharashtra, and Delhi. And for four-wheelers, Kerala appears to be the number 1 and followed by Chandigarh, Delhi, Karnataka, and Goa. List the states with negative penetration rate in EV sales from 22 to 24. It appears that Andaman and Nicobar is the only region with negative penetration rate of 31.82% in 2024 compared to 2022. What are the quarterly trends based on sales volume for the top 5 EV makers from 22 to 24? So Tata Motors outperformed their competitors in all the quarters, showing its domination on four-wheeler segment in Indian EV market. Mahindra is showing moderate growth in all quarters, and MG Motors is on the third, showing equal trends in all quarters, but with low sales. BYD India and Hyundai Motors are struggling in 4th and 5th positions with very less market share. How do the EV sales and penetration rates in Delhi compare to Karnataka for 2024? So here is the comparison between Delhi and Karnataka. So in two-wheelers, Delhi is having 9.48% of penetration rate in 2024, whereas Karnataka is having 11.37%. And Karnataka is having a fast adoption rate in two-wheeler segment compared to Delhi. In four-wheeler segments, both the states are performing similar to one another. List down the compounded annual growth rate in four-wheeler units for the top 5 makers from 2022 to 2024. So CAGR is the mean annual growth rate over a given period of time and can be calculated using this formula. One keynote to highlight here is that CAGR is not an exact return but a hypothetical representational figure. So through this pie chart, BYD holds a significant 47% of share with 566% of CAGR among its competitors, followed by Hyundai, Mahindra, MG, and Tata. List down the top 10 states that had the highest compounded annual growth rate from 2022 to 24 in total vehicles sold. So through this bar chart, we can divide this into 3 categories. States like Meghalaya, Goa, Karnataka falls into first category, which is greater than 25% CAGR. States like Delhi, Rajasthan, Gujarat, and Assam falls into second category between 20 to 25% CAGR. And states like Mizoram, Arunachal Pradesh, Andaman, and Nicobar falls into less than 20% category. What are the peak and low season months for the EV sales based on the data from 22 to 24? So through this line chart, we can clearly see that the March is the peak month in overall sales as well as the yearly sales trends. And June, July, and April appears to be the low seasonal months. Also, from the trend, sales are dipping by the end of Q1, slowly picking up in Q2 and Q3, and peaking at the end of Q4 at almost double of Q1 sales. What is the projected number of EV sales, including two-wheelers and four-wheelers, for the top 10 states by penetration rate in 2030, based on the CAGR from previous years? So, through this line and clustered column chart, Maharashtra, Kerala, Karnataka, and Gujarat are likely to be the key markets by 2030 with respect to projected EV sales. Goa has a strong adoption rate due to its high penetration rate. States like Odisha, Rajasthan, and Tamil Nadu is showing moderate growth potential. Estimate the revenue growth rate of four-wheelers and two-wheeler EVs in India for 22 versus 24 and 23 versus 24. So the revenue growth rate of two-wheelers is 270% in 22 versus 24 and 26% in 23 versus 24. For four-wheelers, it's 295% in 22 versus 24 and 64% in 23 versus 24. So the revenue growth rate is slightly higher in four-wheelers compared to two-wheelers category. Secondary questions. What are the primary reasons for customers choosing four-wheeler EVs in 2023 and 2024? So the first reason is environmental concerns and sustainability. So as per the below report from KPMG, 23% of greenhouse gas emissions are from transport sector, and 14 cities are from India out of 20 world's most polluted cities. 23 million deaths in India are linked to air pollution in 2017, and the money that we are spending on health issues caused by air pollution is almost 54%. So, on contrast, as per the below report from Blue Smart, by 2030, if all the ride handling cars are electric instead of traditional ICE vehicles, we can save a massive 12.1 million tons of CO2 emissions, which is equivalent to 2 lakh trees. Through this, we can save almost 1 billion liters of fuel. Government policies and infrastructure development. Indian government is providing schemes such as FAME, which is a fast adoption and manufacturing of electric vehicles, and electric mobility promotion scheme. Through these schemes, government is providing subsidies for two-wheelers and four-wheelers at a cap of 40% of vehicle cost to promote EV sales. So GST. Currently, we are paying 48% GST on petrol, but government reduced GST on electric vehicles and the charging infrastructure. State level policies. States like Andhra Pradesh, Uttar Pradesh, and Tamil Nadu are offering the supply side incentives. These supply side incentives will benefit manufacturers, producers, businesses involved in the creation and distribution of EVs. Whereas states like Delhi, Maharashtra, and Karnataka are offering demand side incentives. Demand side incentives are measures targeted at customers, encouraging them to purchase electric vehicles. This is the reason we are seeing more EV sales on these states where they are giving demand side incentives. Apart from this, we have few other things such as expansion of our charging infrastructure and providing urban policies. We have to understand why every country is promoting electric vehicles. Because of the global climate pledge, which was undertaken by all countries to reduce the greenhouse gas emissions, we can see here in this chart, India is aiming at 100% zero electric vehicle sales by 2070. Cost savings. To understand cost savings, we have to understand a measure called total cost of ownership, which is the sum of purchase cost plus operational cost. As per the below graph from Bloom Ventures, the initial purchase cost of electric vehicles are high, but the energy and operational costs are very minimal. But in terms of IC vehicles, initial purchase cost is low, but the energy cost which we spend on fuel and operational cost due to its more moving parts are very high. So TCO of EVs are low compared to IC vehicles. Considering all these factors, customers are choosing four-wheeler EVs. How do government incentives and subsidies impact the adoption rates of two-wheelers and four-wheelers? Which state in India provided most subsidies? So, if the total cost of ownership is lower than an alternative segment of a product, then it is considered as TCO positive. If you see here, for two-wheelers, TCO became positive sometime between 2017 and 2018. So as a result, we can see a 10 times jump in sales in 2018 compared to 2017. Uh, so TCO became positive in 2023 for two-wheelers without any government subsidy. For four-wheelers, TCO is positive with and without government subsidies in 2023. So as the TCO turned to be positive with these government subsidies, there is a 155% increase in sales in 2023 compared to 2022. Which state in India provide more subsidies? Like below is the list of states providing more subsidies. States like Tamil Nadu, Andhra Pradesh were focused on supply side with incentives like 100% reimbursement on stamp duty, electricity, and SGST. States like Maharashtra, Karnataka were focused on consumers offering exemptions from road tax, registration, and interest-free loans. So this is the list of state-wise targets in EV sales across India. How does the availability of charging station infrastructure correlate with the EV sales and penetration rates in top 5 states? So through these scatter plots, we can see the correlation between charging station versus EV sales and versus penetration rates. For EV sales, correlation is strong, which is indicating growth in sales if the number of charging stations increase for both four-wheelers and two-wheelers. With respect to penetration rates, the correlation is slightly moderate compared to EV sales. Who should be the brand ambassador if Atlic Motor launches their EV or hybrid vehicles in India, and why? My first recommendation will be Virat Kohli. As an Indian cricketer, he is one of the most popular sports figure in India with a massive following across all age groups and regions. He is known for his discipline, commitment, and qualities that can strongly resonate with the brand focused on innovation and reliability like Atlic Motors. As we all know, Kohli is seen as promoting eco-friendly initiatives. He is seen as modern icon who embraces new technologies and trends, which is vital for brand associated with innovative EV technology. Considering all these factors, I would suggest Virat Kohli as a brand ambassador for Atlic Motors in India. One more option would be Deepika Padukone. As you all know that she's a Bollywood actress with a huge fan base across India and across world. She's known for his advocacy and mental health and well-being, which can be tied to the concept of cleaner air and healthier environment through EVs. Deepika's association with style and elegance can help position Atlic Motors EVs as not just environmentally friendly but also as stylish and aspirational products. Lastly, as a woman, she can also help appeal to women who are increasingly becoming key decision makers in electric vehicle purchases. Which state of India is ideal to start the manufacturing unit? My preference would be Tamil Nadu because it ranks 3 in ease of doing business, which is indicating low political pressures and favorable tax policies. The subsidies and incentives are more on supply side, which will directly benefit Atlic Motors if they start a manufacturing unit. Tamil Nadu is already having a well-established automotive sector, which can help Atlic Motors for its supply chain needs. You can see here TVS, Ashok Leyland, Hyundai, BYD, Renault, and Secure is already having their manufacturing hubs in Tamil Nadu. Also, Tamil Nadu is ranking high on export and import opportunities due to its well-established ports across its vast coastal line. Considering all these, Tamil Nadu appears to be the best and ideal state for Atlic Motors to start their manufacturing unit. Top 3 recommendations for Atlic Motors. Price, margin, and quality are considered as the critical variables in Indian market. We can see other sub-factors which are affecting these 3 variables. As per the below graph from KPMG, the scooter sales are dropping by 10 times if the price exceeds 1 lakh rupees. So, Atlic Motors should concentrate on targeting this less than 1 lakh rupees segment. And for margin, it's largely dependent on vertical integration. Vertical integration is the term used to describe a business strategy in which a company takes ownership of 2 or more stages of its supply chain. And quality is dependent on research and development. So whoever masters these 3 critical variables are going to win the EV race in India. Considering these factors, my top recommendations to Atlic Motors are focus on high growth states. Focus initial market entry and expansion efforts in high growth states like Maharashtra, Karnataka, and Delhi. Launch targeted marketing campaigns and partnerships in these regions to build strong presence. Partner with charging station companies or invest in setting up charging stations in these states to address range anxiety and improve the overall EV experience for customers. Leverage technology and data analytics. Ensure that Atlic Motors EVs are equipped with the latest smart technology, including ADAS features, connected car features, and mobile app integrations. This will appeal to tech-savvy customers and help differentiate the brand in competitive environment. Implement a robust data analytics to monitor vehicle performance, customer preferences, and market trends. This data can be used to personalize customer experiences, optimize vehicle performance, and predict maintenance needs leading to higher customer satisfaction and loyalty. Also, we can use the feedback loops from data analytics to continuously improve the product features and customer service. Use the latest marketing techniques such as digital campaigns and social media for effective marketing. Vola Electric spends 10.8% of their total revenue on marketing, which is why Ola ranks first in two-wheeler segment. So, position Atlic Motors as a brand committed to sustainability, highlighting the environmental benefits of EVs. Lastly, building best EV vehicle doesn't get you in, but building a vehicle which outperforms IC vehicles on every level does get you in. So, considering all these, Atlic Motors should focus and work by keeping this as their motto. These were the references that I've used, which includes reports from KPMG, Bloom Ventures, and Blue Smart. So, lastly, before I conclude, I want to thank Think School. Their content helped me a lot in understanding the Indian EV market. And thank you all for watching this episode. Thank you.